Wojak has performed incredibly over the past couple of days with a move of around 62%. Now we are seeing a bit of a drawdown at the moment, but it is still up nearly 50% almost in the past 2 days. We're just seeing a slight pullback right now, but what we can see is that Wojak has begun his journey of attacking this previous high. How do I know this? Well, of course we are pumping, so that's a great indicator that this is a bottoming out location, but we will dive into this deeper, so stay tuned. Now, if we look at previous corrections over here, we can see that this was holding as a resistance. And once we had broken out, we put in a new higher high above the previous. What's quite funny is if we look at the next bottom, which was exactly on this previous resistance that Wojak was struggling to break. Now, if we take a look at where Wojak went to exactly after this break of this high, we can see that it met the 1272 Fibonacci. So keep that in mind. When we break the high, we minimum hit the 1272 Fib. So if we now take a look at the next correction over here, we can draw our resistance once again, and we can place our fib for future targets once this resistance breaks, once we know that we've bottomed out, held the moving averages, broken resistances, and we're looking for this high break. And remember, we're looking at a minimum target of the 1272, which was met, but in fact, Wojak carried on to the 1618. So we're noticing a pattern here. When the high breaks, we're minimum hitting the 1272, can go as high as the 1618. And then we see a further correction. What did we notice about this correction over here? In this correction right over here, we dump back to this previous resistance now as support. And that's exactly what's just happened now. So this is what I was actually saying in my videos a good while ago when I was making my Wojak video updates. And also in my Discord community as well. If you want more information, just use the links in the description or my Twitter bio. Link to my Twitter is down below also. But you can see exactly the same process happened once more. Wojak fell all the way down in an ABC correction, back down to this previous resistance, but now as support. In fact, we had a little scare. I'm going to bring up a chart with the market cycle, and it's going to show this location over here as a potential bottoming out location. And what we've seen that has come from this location is proving that we're following the market cycles. I'm going to tell you exactly what part of the market cycle that we are at. And that is pretty much the reason why I'm bringing you this update today, because we are now preparing for a new high above this high, and I will give you those specific targets in this update. So make sure you stay tuned, like, subscribe, so we can get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So we've got the market cycle over here, and I really do believe that Wojak has already gone through this period down over here of anger and depression. And we've had this rally, right? This disbelief rally. Now, if I go and compare this disbelief rally to the left, it really looks like this hope category. And we can see when you enter this hope category, you do actually have a slight pullback, a sort of consolidation period where you're chopping up and down before continuation. And the moment you start breaking the high and start going on this run, that is the optimism run. Then we've got still to come the belief, the thrill, and the euphoric stage before a large dump and then a pullback into the golden pocket, which will be called a dead cat bounce. And this is where complacency starts and you go through the market cycle again. Now, comparing this to the Wojak chart, we can actually see that this is the anger stage over here, and this is the depression stage, and this is that hope pump, that disbelief rally. That's in fact the hope area where we start chopping up and down before continuation. So that really means Wojak is only now entering the beginning stages of parabolic movements to the upside. This essentially is suggesting that we will see a high above this. So we are looking for a higher high on Wojak. Now we need to go ahead and check those targets out. What I'm going to do is exactly the same as the last times. Place my fibs from the high to the low. And as you can see over here, our minimum target is the 1272.289. Now there's a lot of zeros but before that point, but we're just going to check the percentage move up until that area. So there's still a 185% gain to be made, and the potential risk of this, or the potential invalidation, let's say, of a short-term trade would be the loss of this most recent higher low. If we go back to the market cycle, we can see over here, once we break out of the hope stage, we go into optimism. This rally is real. So remember, as we're coming out of the bottom, pumping for the very first time, get a little dip, get a little pullback, people are believing this is false, this is fake, just to trick everyone, a sucker's rally, just to continue lower. But when we look at what this stage actually is on the left, it's indeed the hope stage. How can we identify this? Well, I know it says disbelief up here and disbelief down there. But if we actually look at the colors and the moves, I would say that this belief on the left is actually the depressant stage on the right. And this disbelief on the right is actually this hope stage. You can see the color coding, and this dump off over here is exactly this dump off over here. So we can see that in the Wojak chart. Can you see that dump off? So this was our hope stage, the suckers rally, the disbelief / hope stage. Disbelief because people are not believing this is a true rally. But then after consolidating in the hope stage, what's happened? We've broken out, bringing optimism into the market. So just starting out on its run to the target. Now remember, in the previous examples, we have a target at the 1272, we have a target at the 1618. So it makes sense that we could actually even visit the 1618 target. I want you to decide which one you would prefer to take profit at. I know everyone wants the higher gain, but is it a reality? Is it a guarantee that we hit that once we break this high? I would rather be a bit more conservative. Of course, almost 400% gain would be absolutely incredible from this move. You can argue, yes, you're catching it late, but realize only after breaking this high, so you can actually ignore this green candle. Only really this green candle of, and it is quite large, 34% is breaking the high. So only in yesterday's candle are we entering the optimism stage. In fact, the day before where we pumped 20%, this is still within the hope stage. We were still consolidating underneath the high. Only yesterday we broke out of the high with that huge move and entered the optimism stage, started those parabolic moves to the upside, or the larger moves to the upside. The more parabolic moves will come in the later stages where we feel thrill and euphoria. So very exciting times ahead for Wojak. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think you can catch a 400% move on this next breakout, or a near 200% move? Personally, I am taking this position, this short-term position. My invalidation is the loss of this higher low over here. My take profit is almost over, well over 3 times. 3 times. So it's within the trade criteria of 3-to-1 risk to reward. In fact, it's a 4-to-1 risk to reward. I'm trying to make 4 times what my risk is, which is 42%, as you can see. So I'm trying to make 4 times over that 42%. If you are looking for that target, do your due diligence, do your research if you believe that. Again, I've done shared some information with you guys today, noticed some previous patterns on Wojak, and I think to play it safe, getting nicely in and out of the market in the immediate short term, I would like to take profits on my Wojak position at the 1272 fib. Now, this is all short term. Do I personally believe Wojak will go higher? Absolutely. But this is just where I want to take advantage of Wojak in the immediate short term, so I can move this profit into another trade or as an investment to build up my bags even more. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Let's get to 9K and then 10K subscribers as quick as possible. Like the video, comment under it to bump the algorithm. If you want to get educated by myself, know exactly every single move that I'm making, all my thought processes about the current market situations on a daily, weekly basis. In fact, I do 2 live streams where you can ask me anything and mentor you guys twice a week. So check out the links in the description down below. Follow me on Twitter anyways. I post a lot more content over there. It's easier. So yeah, make sure you're just well informed in these times, because things can change. Remember, our invalidation is the loss of this higher low, and that's where we believe, okay, Wojak is in the immediate short term not looking for upside, looking to find support before reversing and continue higher. But looking at the market cycles, I believe that we've now exited the hope stage for Wojak specifically. Some coins are still in there. That's why I've been doubling down on those coins. It's good to notice other coins that are exiting certain stages, and then you can realize, okay, other coins that I hold are about to do the same thing, are about to break out, about to go and start their parabolic rise to new highs. And that's what we're seeing for Wojak right now. I'm taking advantage of this. Let me know if you are also, and I'll be back with another Wojak update soon. Cheers, everyone.